Watch me ride.
Hey everybody, this is going to be a relatively short one, but I just want to vent over this one, okay? And I'm sure you're going to agree, if you read some of this stuff, you'll be driven mad by it. I've noticed a trend of things that people will say, like, or things that people will do. Like, for instance, classic example, 17, 18, 19-year-old, probably 19 at this point-year-old, has bought a motorcycle 2 years before. And they have problems with it for some reason, or what they conceive to be problems, and then they'll go and write a comment out, moaning about all this stuff about the bike, and then they'll go from video to video to video on that bike, and just post the comment, you know, just spam it in there. No surprise, YouTube picks this up as spam and removes all their comments. It's not me, it just happens. So I assume it happens with others as well. So you're just completely wasting your time, because in doing what you're doing, it's just going to get shut down. Now obviously there are many examples where, yes, a manufacturer, a company, someone has done something that's not right and should be doing more. That's a given, okay? But a lot of these people basically, there was one that the other day, the one that highlighted it to me, just made me just go, oh my god, was someone who basically owned a bike for 2 years and said, I had no end of problems, and they're slating the bike and digging into it and blah, blah, blah. Now in amongst a few different things that they were saying, they mentioned several things which are goddamn maintenance. It's not the bike, it's you. And this happens a lot, okay? I see people saying, oh, in the first 2 years I had to replace the chain and sprockets twice. And what has that got to do with a bike? Okay, the ones that came on it to start with, yeah, maybe they weren't so good and they didn't last so long. Maybe that's a valid point. You didn't have to put the same ones on again. You could have gone and bought aftermarket ones, which will probably be not much more expensive and of a higher quality maybe. Or not. I use stock ones all the time on my old 125s because they lasted, because they were so goddamn beefy. I mean, they even said, oh, you know, my chain came off while I was riding, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. So what you're saying there is, I didn't do any chain adjustments. It becomes pretty obvious that these people are treating their bikes like things that don't need maintenance, like it's just going to be the way it is forever. It's not. Stuff breaks. And when it comes down to the maintenance not being done, things break sooner. Like, you know, if you keep on top of your chain adjustments, keep it regularly lubed, it will never be under strange amounts of strain. It'll always be, you know, it won't get sticky or anything. If you're saying, oh, you know, well, my chain came off, that means you didn't do a thing, did you? You didn't adjust it, you didn't oil it, you didn't do nothing. You just left it on there and thought it would be okay. But no, it jumped off, and now you're blaming the company. You're an idiot, it was your fault. I've seen people complaining that their brake pads, oh, I've had to replace my brake pads, I've had to replace my tyres, and I had to replace the wheel bearings. Yeah, okay, in the first 2 years, no. No. But that's not particularly unheard of, to have wheel bearings go. Admittedly, as I say, not in the first 2 years. I did have that happen with my Sinis. I think I had some, the front wheel bearings went after about 8 months, 9 months, year and a half, something like that. Not expensive, replaced them myself, not a problem. Admittedly, a lot of this comes down to the fact that someone like myself, or maybe you, who has mechanical understanding and knowledge, or even if you don't have mechanical understanding and knowledge, you don't need to know how to adjust a chain to know you need to adjust a goddamn chain. There are a lot of ducks and chickens. Do you like motorcycles? Oh. Cock. And I understand the people watching this, you guys probably already know all this, and it's just, you know, you're like, yeah, I know, these are idiots, what do you want to do about it? I don't think this video is going to solve anything, but I just want to talk about it, because if you see it, just say something to the goddamn idiot. Just like, no, that's your doing. Oh, my chain fell off after 2 years. No shit. It's like saying, oh, I've had this bike for a year, I've had to pump the tyres up 3 times now. Do your goddamn maintenance. Now, where this stems from, I'm pretty sure, maybe, is that I think my generation was one of the last generations that we had computers and stuff. I'm not blaming computer games here, okay, I'm not. But what I mean is, when I was younger, we used to go out and about, ride push bikes and stuff. Your push bike broke, you learn how to fix that. It's kind of like what was it, that army advert. If you can fix a skateboard, you can fix a bike. If you can fix a bike, you can fix an anti-aircraft missile. But it's kind of true. Basic mechanical understanding starts with things like tinkering with push bikes. When I was young, right, all of us, all guys, generally had the same amount of knowledge of how to fix things. We could all grab a set of tools and spanners and get something and fix it. The amount of people now that don't seem to have the slightest clue as to do something is astonishing. And not only that, the unwillingness to learn. This isn't difficult stuff. This is stuff that me and people of my sort of generation and before, and still now to a point, some, if you have a relative or a dad or you're using your own natural interest or whatever, they learn this. It's not difficult stuff to pick up. You're learning it when you're a kid, pretty much. If you learn how to use basic tools and do basic jobs, you can save yourself an absolute fortune. The idea of going to a garage to have a chain adjustment done, to me, is absolutely ridiculous. I adjusted my chain on my DRZ yesterday. It took me 3 minutes. Start to finish, 3 minutes. It does not take long to do this stuff. If I took it to a garage, they'd probably charge you, what, minimum 20, 30 quid to do that? For what is 3 minutes work. Oh, this has brought up a couple other things in my brain that I just want to sort of mention. Because none of these could be a video on their own. This is another one, right? If you buy a bike second hand, it is second hand. That means it is not brand new. That means no, the warranty is no longer valid unless that company offers a warranty for so many miles without mentioning for the owner, as in the original person that purchased it. Part of the reason for that is the company do not know what happened to that bike before you owned it. You might know that the thing got run dry on oil for like 50 miles and somehow it managed to not seize up, and you put more oil in it, but now it's got problems, and you go to them and say, oh, it's just developed this strange noise, I don't know why. If it was second hand, it's easy for the owner at that point to say, oh, well, I didn't know, I bought it second hand. Very few companies offer warranties to a bike which is not brand new, even if it is basically brand new. This is the reason I make the basic mechanical explanation videos, to try and demystify, remove fear over doing work to your own bike or whatever around your house. I mean, not whatever, gas systems, maybe leave that to a gas engineer, might be an idea. You might not want to do the maintenance because it's very expensive, so learn, it's not hard. For the costs of one service, okay, you could pick up a socket set, some spanners. You really don't need a lot. I've got a video actually about all the tools that I had at the point that I made that video, but it was basically a basic toolkit of all the bits and pieces that you would want should you be doing your own basic maintenance. Not digging deep into the engine or anything like that, but just basic stuff. You could probably buy most of those tools from somewhere like Halfords when there's a sale on for the equivalent of one service. And then from that point onwards, you can do it yourself, you can fix it in 5 minutes, you're not got that, oh, they haven't got an appointment for 2 days, I'm waiting for them to get my bike done, do the goddamn maintenance yourself. But more than anything else that I've ranted about in this video, it's you that has to do the maintenance. You cannot expect a bike to last forever. It is just not the reality of this world. And I think it is showing, actually, in the world with where we're running out of tradesmen and stuff, because people just aren't into that sort of work. I mean, yeah, okay, it can be like long hours and unpleasant and blah blah, and so some people are getting a bit soft when it comes to the hard work. But I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that people just aren't naturally, it doesn't feel like something they can do because they just see this. I can just imagine the future where nothing has maintenance done on it. It just breaks and then people throw it in the bin. Cars are getting more like that because they're getting harder to fix. I mean, you know, people will say with the classic old bikes and stuff, you can get to everything, you can fix anything in 5 minutes. Are they making it more difficult so people don't do it? I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you think on this one, but God, it does my head in at times. Bye-bye. New match. If you enjoyed this video and the other content on the channel, please consider following the links in the description to show your support.